because even here where we're seated right now doing this recording, you can find out that the atmosphere is very hot.
Yeah.
There's no sun practically out right now, but
it looks
the weather
cloudy.
is hot.
Yeah, it
like,
looks cloudy.
Like in the nights, you hardly sleep. And in this country, we have epileptic power supply, where everybody have to use our own power. We virtually generate our own power. So you can imagine sleeping all through the night. So much heat. And the atmosphere for me, I always tell my mother that the atmosphere is blocked. Because yes, there's no air. And you can imagine what we're experiencing right now in January 2021. We started having rainfall, which is abnormal. Which is abnormal. And I think because of the coal fire, whatever we call it, it's causing there's depletion in the ozone. That's why you can see the weather is not stable. Today we are having rainfall when we are not supposed to have rainfall. We're having, So I think for me, if I'm the governor, I'll come very hard on them. Very, very hard on them. Because right now, even in your houses, we clean our houses every day. Like we have to mop the house because of the pollution, Sometimes you bring out sputum from your mouth, you are seeing black toxic. All these things can cause cancer.
Me, I cannot even remember the last time I saw dust. There's no dust in Rivers State. So what we have here is black dust.
Government on their own are telling them, okay, give us more time, let's handle this. But also on their own are saying this has to be taken care of, because since 2009 this agreement has been made since 2009.
Truth is, how much more time do they really need? Because
which of the parties?
The government, of course. How much time do they really need?
Well, like we know, they have a lot of things in their hands. Yes, it's no excuse, but
this is education we're talking about here.
Yes.
It's education we're talking about here.
Yes.
If there's no proper educational structure in the country, how do we hope to produce better leaders of tomorrow?
Also, they are angry, and I'm also not against them being angry. Angry for the fact that they've been calling the government to come, let's have a meeting.
Yes.
And they've not showed up.
They've not showed up, yes.
There are bodies, there is
that's why they use the word dribbling.
Yes.
They say they are dribbling us.
Yes.
And they are dribbling.
So they say for this 1 month, in fact, they say even within 1 week, the strike can be called off within 1 week. If the government, they are able to come, let them talk.
The Abuja Kaduna train attack happened yesterday. So I really don't know what you have to say concerning that.
First of all, it's really horrible. It's a horrible thing to see how insecure we are in this country presently. First of all, I'd say I've sent my condolences to actually everyone who lost, loved ones on the train attack. It is crazy how, the roads are not safe. So people are saying, we don't want to go by road because we're afraid of getting kidnapped, There is no money for ransom. And then you are thinking that train would be a better one because, who would ever want to think of that here in Nigeria? But unfortunately, it's happening, and people are wondering what's going on. What's the government doing about it? Are they going to do the normal, we condemn it? Just basically speak words. So I think it's really horrifying. And at this point in time, we're in a state where I think almost every Nigerian citizen is appalled and afraid, because we are wondering what really can be done about this. Are we supposed to take up arms for ourselves now? But even if we were to take up arms for ourselves, how can you be able to combat bomb? They bombed the train, and then on Twitter I saw a young lady doctor, Dr. Chinelo. She was one of the casualties, and she died. So it's a whole lot of things that even after the bomb and after they had abducted people, even taking people to the hospitals, they didn't have enough people, to donate blood, and it's just a whole mess. And we don't know where to go from here. Right now, everybody's simply just saying if the president had any form of shame, he should actually resign, because nothing is working in the country.
Buhari blowing hot. Yes, Buhari blowing hot. He's promising harsh measures on insecurity, saying that we are going to be tough henceforth.
Wow.
He vows that they're going to be tough henceforth. So I don't know what you make of that particular statement from your president of the country.
I think Buhari is not sincere with his fight against insecurity.
Why do you think
Not
so?
sincere at all, because this is not the first time he's making this kind of statements.
He's blowing
He
hot.
has been blowing hot. He will first of all act shock for a
Okay.
period of time. When they are attacked, he will act express shock, then come out to blow hot. After that, what do you see? Nothing.
Okay.
And in the 7th year of his administration, and he's still blowing hot.
Okay.
They collected a loan of, I think, 1 trillion naira at some point. They say they want to use it to procure weapons to be able to fight insecurity. We don't know how far with the loan. We don't know if they used it to actually procure the weapons. We don't know. Like the war insecurity has, has
out
gone
of hand.
overboard. Like we keep seeing series of insecurity all around the country. So him blowing hot, I think he's definitely not serious.
Okay.
He's not serious.
So if you
He has quit, and it was quite shocking for some persons, but particularly myself, I wasn't shocked because of I had already predicted it. If you had noticed, I think 2 or 3 days ago, that out of the 4 top candidates that was enlisted in that was this day newspaper, they mentioned the top 4: Atiku, Wike,
Saraki and
then
Obi.
And I predicted that out of the 4, that
Obi is the list.
Obi is the least to clinch the ticket of the party. So, and I also mentioned money, that he seemed not to have political friends as those other guys, and he seemed also
enough political friends.
He seemed not to have that financial power
Progress. Okay.
against the other candidates. Okay?
So you feel it's as a result of that he had to quit.
Yes.
Okay.
And he also mentioned it. Even Doyin Okupe, his campaign general manager of his campaign, came out to also mention that. In fact, he even had to open our eyes furthermore to say that, see, Obi is trying to create the new Nigeria. So if he's being pushed to be dishing out money, because this week is about money. The monies are spreading, just like we've noticed that the dollar has also gone high because of the inflation. These aspirants, they go change dollars because Nigeria politics, they don't do it in naira.
Yes.
They go ahead to do it in dollars. So he was also mentioning that $20,000 per candidate. That is the offer that has been going the rounds. So I wonder, how can somebody like Peter Obi spend like $20,000 times 40 candidates? Sorry, 4,000 candidates. I beg your pardon. We are
That's
talking
a whole
about
lot of
close to
money.
$80 million
It's a whole lot of money.
just for primaries.
Some part of the North, we are thinking that the Senate president will do the thing, as in will be elected flag bearer of the party. Okay, but there's one shocking thing about the emergence of Atiku and Tinubu. They have common factors going for both of them, and that is what these people, when they were in service, they were able to make investments that will lead them through old age. What am I talking? For somebody like Tinubu to come out and other governors are complaining that they don't have deep pockets like him, you know what that means? An incumbent governor is scared of an ex-governor because of the deep pockets of an ex-governor. That tells you that these governors are going to re-strategize because they know that Nigerian politics is about money. Now, come to think of it, Tinubu was governor 1999 to 2007, and he has been with this liquid money. So what does that tell you? What does that promote? It promotes that the governors of nowadays will find strategies that when they leave office, monies will be growing at their backyard.
Yeah.
So for the youth, it's unfortunate that the youth are agitating that these men are old. And come to think of it, the two parties are the most structured party in the country. You can't help it. These men have the monies and they have the power. So it is what it is.
I want to say something concerning. He was talking about structure in terms of PDP and APC. Okay, that they are the most powerful. Yes.
And APC.
But I also want him to know that if we continue to give credibility to APC and PDP and say, okay, they are well structured, they are this, they are that, I think all these kind of languages also always scare people from wanting to make an attempt. You understand? You know, look at Peter Obina. He left PDP to Labour. People are saying, oh, there's no structure, there's no structure. Is it angels that will come and set up the structures? Is it?
I think if they say that it's strategy, they're not very wise. I think it's counter strategy because you are subtly, either should I say, no, you're obviously passing a message out there to say the North is what matters. The North is what has the strength, is what has the numbers. So if I am going to win this election, let me go dogged for what I want, which is Muslim, and get the whole of the North to come out for me, and maybe a few others from the southern region and all of that to come for me. So I think it's not a very wise strategy because it's borderline looking quite insensitive to other religions, even though to an extent I do not think that religion is paramount is a paramount quality when considering who gets to lead a country. Why? Because you can still be Christian and probably still not very competent at doing the work, which he said was his excuse. You know that he picked the Muslim ticket based on competence. But if you're talking about competence, what really has Shettima done in Borno State? And also, this is a man that is allegedly to be complicit with the whole Chibok girls kidnap and all that, Boko Haram. So do you want that kind of stain on your trail? Nigerians are not sleeping. We cannot forget. And this is the same insecurity we are facing. And also another reason I think it's good strategy is because we have had a lot of Christian issues happening, Muslim-Christian issues happening. We had the killing of Deborah. We have the back-to-back kidnapping of priests. So if you were a sensitive person, you would say, you know what, let me still create this balance so that I am still promoting that we can still be tolerant of both religions. But when you see all of these things happening in the country and then you choose to turn a blind eye to it and choose to say, oh, based on your ambition, you're going to run a Muslim ticket, I think that is really quite insensitive.
Yes.
Right now, it is so clear that Atiku did not just want to give Wike the vice presidential seat, okay, and it is now so glaring that, see, no matter what they discussed in the so-called in quote meeting, that also should tell us that, see, Atiku did not just want this person, as in Wike, to be in his government, as in to be his VP, not just to be his VP. So right now, and as you can see, the APC are using this opportunity to get into the River State, and that has also caused some uproar in the PDP, because the PDP are now shouting and screaming on top of their voices that Wike is now involved in double party politics, okay? Meaning that this week we know that many APC politicians will be coming into town to commission many projects that have been done. In fact, from Monday to Friday of this week, there are chains of projects that will be commissioned. First, today, we are having Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, the governor of Lagos, coming into town. We are even having Mimiko, former governor of Ondo State, coming into town. We're having the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila. So, what happens to the PDP politicians? It's not bringing them to the state this week, and it's also causing tension in the PDP bloc nationwide.
And then Wike now, if you look at the position of Wike is doing all he can to ensure that the South is relevant in the party, because he believes that they have contributed more. These guys, including the party chairman that is, saying Wike and the likes of him are children, has cross-carpeted. He has moved in and out of the party. For people like Wike, he is saying, I've been here, good, bad, I've been here, under the rain, under the sun. I've sacrificed my money, I've sacrificed my time, I've given it all. So who are you to call me a child and that I'm not a stakeholder to talk in this party? And if you look at it, he's right. You want to add?
Yes, and it also shows that this chairman is arrogant. I'm sorry, but my point of view.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you will not be on that level, and in a situation your house is burning, and you are making more utterances that will pour more fuel to the fire. Okay, why would you go to the BBC, as big as the BBC Hausa, you had an interview with them, and you are also making these persons look small? You're making them look small. You are using your age. Nigerians
it's not about age now.
Yes, Nigerians now.
Okay, now
feeling elder, forgetting that. See, you need to consider those other persons you call in quotes youngsters.
The other part of it, again, this is something that has been done long ago. Why now, when you just have virtually few months to go? That's when the naira is being changed. Okay, the naira is being changed at what cost? I read it the other day in the paper. They are spending about virtually how much about some billions of naira again to print this new naira denomination. You understand? That doesn't seem right to me. Why can't the CBN or the federal government or whoever is in charge use that same money that they used to print this money to get that machine done, that we also mint our monies by ourselves? That would have saved a lot of cost for us. Then two, again, whatever it is, again, why is it now, when we just have few months to the political season, there's a political undertone towards it that some people believe. Some people believe that they are bringing it in to use it as a means to fight some political...
To witch hunt some people.
Witch hunt some presidential or political aspirants. Let me put it that way. Like if you say the persons that were deemed, that you mentioned, the Uyi Giwa guy that was arrested in Abuja, and few of them also, they are linked to Abuja, to the PDP presidential aspirant, Atiku Abubakar. They say they are his men or so, whatever we don't know. But the essence is to curb the naira notes, which is quite good for us.
It's already happening.
Yeah, if we're able to curb the naira notes, it will reduce the spending power, which will help the inflation rate to drop.
The headline says Ipman blames Depo for whatever is going on now.
Yeah.
My challenge is, why every time? When are we going to have a lasting solution to our fuel crisis?
Yeah.
All right, if it's not subsidy, it's New Peng. If it's not New Peng, it's Ipman. If it's not Ipman, it's Depo. From one story to the other, or NNPC, or we could not get, oil, or Russia. Do you understand? The truth is, this has become something that happens daily.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to December. This will be resolved maybe like in 2 weeks. One shiny thing, they will say one shiny thing, and it will be resolved in 2 weeks. They'll have a meeting and all. But guess what? It will happen again.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So my challenge is not even about whether it's, my own is, how can we have a lasting solution? Because we'll still see it as a headline tomorrow.
Yeah.
How can we have a lasting solution to it? Do you understand?
It has become
What
a
is-
norm.
Yes. What is the federal government doing about it? For a country that produces crude, for a country that produces oil, we should not have a problem with having scarcity.
Would have been the reason why what I have here says Autumn not stealing LG funds. Benue replies federal government, and Buhari's accusation does not apply to us, says Kwara, Rivers, Ebonyi governments, and we don't tamper with local government
Plateau.
funds. Plateau. that is Lalong, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they are now saying, we don't tamper with, but it goes down to, I think the EFCC can do so much about this. Yes, this is their job. Economic financial crimes.
Yes, instead of pursuing people that don't have anything to do with
They
it,
should pursue everybody.
They should pursue
Everybody that is committing financial
Victor.
fraud, they should pursue them.
They should
Okay,
pursue
so
them.
they should go after these persons.
Yeah.
It is not just the president just making rhetorics. Okay, I believe the EFCC can do so much about this. Okay, come on. If you give somebody, if you are supposed to allocate 200 million to go and do a deep search to find out that, see, the money, the 200 million that was allocated from federal to you, what have you used it for? Let's see. Yes, they also find a way to concoct some reports and all that, okay, to write out their their expenses. But see, if the EFCC are really asked for their game and say, okay, see, we want to find out, okay, get more hands and find out how have you been spending this. But come on, they will find out.